Hello, folks. I'm Dr. Ted Coffman with Drtedtalks. Thanks for being with us. Today, we are continuing with our sharing of our book, We, as you see behind me. We're into that section on giving. Again, we don't ask you to believe anything that we have here to say. We just want to share it with you with the possibility of you absorbing what seems to work for you. We don't ask you to change your belief system. We don't ask you to change your way of living. We're just simply offering you a place to hide from the stress of the world and to spend time with someone who cares. We care about you, and this is our way of showing that. We start with the concept of giving. A friend of mine, a professional speaker, shared that he was so inspired by Mother Teresa that he offered to fly to India to observe her work so he could assist back home with fundraising. She asked instead that he write her a check for his plane fare to Calcutta. He did, illustrating the difference between perceived contribution and sacredness. He did both. To experience your bounty, give away more than you feel you can afford. I am less interested in my lineage than my contribution, more in where I'm going than whence I came. The next time you are wondering whether to help, recall the last time you really needed help and got it. Like the moon, we all have a dark side that we want to keep to ourselves, but the moon still reflects light. When giving, remember to put the love in. Even a prisoner of war camp mind can remain free. One kind word per day, per person, per community could transform the world. I'm in. Just one. Now, on grief. Healing can be painful, but never as painful as not healing. Emotional healing is not unlike physical healing. Even every paper cut hurts and takes time to heal. There's no easy way to give a terminal prognosis. Weeping is the ladder lifting us out of our grief. Those who do not carry burdens have more energy for creating. There is beauty in sorrow if we but do not resist it. Why is it that sometimes, when someone else moves on from their grief, we feel more hope for our own condition, and at other times, we are actually frustrated at their progress? Your lost loved one lives forever in your heart. Your grief lives in your head. So it is wise to stay in your heart with good company. With grief, the objective is not to go on as we were, because a piece of us is missing. Our objective is to go on sharing our love with others, that our wound shall heal. The same love that sponsored the grief can heal the grief. Grief can separate us from sanity. Functional choices in time can bring us back. Being whole after a loss does not mean you will be the same. Grief is a wave we need to ride. Mourning, on the other hand, is an active choice. My heart walks with a limp. Staring into our future lifetime of consistent joy, we can bear the grief of today. Like the waves of the ocean, loneliness can wash over us again and again and again. A single missing person leaves an empty world for all who love her. When love comes bubbling up to replace grief, we call that sanity. Life is to death what the rain is to the river, and the river is to the sea. Love is the hydrogen peroxide on the infected wound of a broken heart. The darkest days can create the brightest thoughts. Sadness is the bridge between rose gardens. To eliminate the pain, have the courage to let the tears wash it away. From the wound in your heart, as non-judgment flows out, the light of healing flows in. Love sources both the joy and the sorrow of missing those you care most about. Let your tears water your seeds of greatness. Grief is a cache of love with no visible place to spend it. I sit on the deck of our ranch house looking out, without focus, at our crystal river, noticing the quiet of your empty rocking chair next to me. I am thankful for the memories. Joy is doubled when we share it. Grief stands alone. Shattered hearts, dust, wind, blown away, healed, reborn. Life goes on. Functional therapy isn't about putting the good stuff in. It's about getting the good stuff out. The healing light gets in through the aperture of our brokenness. Loneliness tunnels into you like an ant tunneling into the soil. It makes room for you to breathe. Like the ash on a fine cigar, I was transformed, disintegrated by the loss of you. Remember, with each loss, the universe is still in perfect balance. Now, the controversial topic of gun control. Number 1, let's stop blaming others. Let's get involved personally, all of us. The legislature will not, or apparently cannot, take the long guns. So let's find alternative solutions that are amenable to both sides. 20 years of trying what doesn't work is enough. And we need immediate solutions now. So let's focus on a viable, available now workaround and get better control of the handguns, the gun involved in 90% of the reported shootings. Number 2, one immediate result is to significantly fortify soft targets: schools, churches, synagogues, mosques, graduations, weddings, wedding receptions, malls, concerts, etc. We need physical barriers with guards. Number 3, imprison parents and demand restitution, not dismissible by bankruptcy, for those whose children shoot others because the parents were not responsible for storing their guns. Make it known as a deterrent. Help the mentally ill with their stress before violence and prohibit guns to them. Pay for funding for mental and emotional rehabilitation and stress management. Stop guns for the mentally ill. Make and enforce very strict laws that prevent people from giving guns to felons. That was number 5. Number 6, enforce gun crime violations. No early outs, no let up for first offenders. 2 gun-involved strikes and you're out. Mandatory jail, 5 years with no parole. No bail for gun offenders. 14-day wait to purchase guns to prevent knee-jerk gun crimes by upset buyers. Number 9, vigorously and consistently enforce current gun laws. New laws don't improve non-enforcement of old laws. 10, make routine stress management training required in our middle and high schools nationwide. 11, bring character building back into our schools. Number 12, increase and severely enforce penalties for people who obtain guns illegally. 13, quit being victims of the concept of gun violence and take responsibility for cleaning it up. Eliminate apps, videos, and music with gun violent images and languaging. Don't blame the other party, guns, gun manufacturer, or Congress for results. Take responsibility for outcomes personally. Stop working at long distance. Get involved. Get effectively in the fight. 14, require extended emotional gun rehab on released gun offenders. Almost every act of violence is a cry for love. No shows go back to jail, no exceptions. The only thing scary about a shark is teeth. So let's put teeth in our laws, our prosecutions, and sentencing. 15, accept the value of having 400 million guns in American homes, protecting the homeland. A Chinese diplomat said no one would ever invade America because it has the largest standing armed army in world history. Millions die from governments in communist and dictator-controlled countries where there are no guns, but government guns. 16, stiffen and enforce victim reparations. You shoot somebody, you continue to pay 10% of all of your income or back to jail. Parents have stricter requirements if they were liable for a child. 17, give up the notion of the value of going after the AR-type assault rifles and extended magazines and focus on the plan of controlling handguns involved in 90% of the shootings. 18, possession of a gun illegally is an automatic jail sentence, no bail jail. 19, underage in possession of a weapon is an automatic jail sentence, age 12 and over. First offense, 1 month. Second offense, a year. Third and subsequent offenses, make them pay significantly. 20, stringently enforce red flag laws that keep guns out of the hands or remove guns of those predetermined to be dangerous. Increase the ability to determine the dangerous. 21, if it is to be, it is up to me. The most important 2-letter, 10-word commitment in the English language. This challenge needs and deserves us all, and it calls us to participate wholeheartedly. Let's save the kids and one another. Now, a happier topic. Let's talk about happiness. Just because you have to work hard at being happy, just because you have to work as hard at being happy as you do at being unhappy, it doesn't mean it isn't worth it. Sometimes life has to invert us and shake us like a pepper shaker to get the negative stuff out. Don't ask me why. I wasn't there when they had the board meeting. Alone is a condition. Loneliness is an emotional choice, usually supported by reasonable reasons. That's not to say loneliness isn't real or significant. It is. I wish everyone could live life out of the joy in my heart. The truth is, they can. When we are angry, hurt, or upset, we are denying our own power. The feeling stick is not unlike the stick on an airplane. You can direct it up, down, left, right, down, left, up, right, inverted, dive, anywhere you want to go. Ever wonder why we want love more than anything in the world? And seemingly the moment we truly achieve it, we move immediately to undermine it? We call that mysteries of the mind. The resolution of the frustration of being able to uplift society by unexpressed action is action. A good laugh, like a strong wind, dissipates even the darkest clouds. Happily ever after only happens moment to moment, and it's a function of choice, not circumstance. You can't choose happiness for a year, a week, or an hour. Only now, and now, and now, and now, and on it goes. Your life worked out. This is what you got. Enjoy it. Striving for the goal is made much faster and much easier by adding joy to the process. Though happiness may be high, wide, and thick, it focuses little on length. Empowered mission statements begin with, "We consistently enjoy." Ease is making your feelings and opinions at least as important as to me as mine, and then owning them as my own, so resentment never sets in. It's called sustainable bliss. Want to start feeling like you are enough? Stoop down to help someone who has less than you. Painting the day in harmony is the greatest of arts. Happiness is found in harmony. Is it time to get your compass and go to work? Fear is just a hurdle, and the record is 12.2 seconds for 10 of them. Get over it. Our life's joys or worries are illustrated by the wrinkle maps on our face after age 50. That is only for fellas, though. Perfection can't wrinkle. To fly, think of one happy thought. When you start to come down, pick another, then perform one random act of, I feel no greater compliment than for someone to say to me, "You are my lucky break today." Happiness is simply a mastery of creating harmony in life. I want to win the smiling contest with a jack-o'-lantern. Truth and laughter are invincible together. Robin Williams was the master puppeteer. Now, on health. Our intricate study of disease is a shortcut to our own misdiagnosis. Most illness springs from dehydration, lack of sleep, and stinking thinking. Treating your body as a temple also builds an amusement park. To avoid sickness, stay hydrated, get rest, exercise, and sponsor happy thoughts. A wise old doctor told me early in my career, "Doctor, your job isn't to save lives, extend lives, or reduce suffering. Your job is to do your best with every patient on every visit, and that's all. You are a doctor, and you do not control the universe. You do your part, and the rest will take care of itself." The first rule of pediatrics: Don't just do something, stand there. The wisdom of it all. Relax, eat, and drink what you like. Your body will fight it out inside the skin bag. One of the first and greatest medicines for PTSD is serving others. It takes us home. People fortunate enough to have really good friends have often been found to be as emotionally and spiritually sound as those in therapy. Innate intelligence is monitoring digestion, perspiration, elimination, respiration, heartbeat, temperature, vision, hearing, speech, 212 simultaneous liver functions. It awakens us in the morning and puts us to sleep at night, and then we complain about the number of pickles on our Big Mac. There's no such thing as secondary smoke, and it prospers neither your children, your spouse, your customers, or your employees. Why is it that to be healthy we need to eat pithy stuff that doesn't taste good, drink green stuff that tastes terrible, do physically hard stuff that hurts, and take a plethora of pills? Those things wear out your kidneys and your liver. Dieting, exercise, and not partaking in tobacco or liquor all my life has set me up to live 3 more years in that dreaded, expensive, urine-washed, odoriferous nursing home. Oh, no. And now, the heart. The same tool that breaks your heart open may just be the one that heals it. Heartbreak is like a rainbow. We have all experienced it, so we must just get over it. A shattered heart is a reminder that we can survive the pain, no matter how badly it hurts. The heart knows how to heal, but only after you convince the mind to let go of the pain. The tears of a broken heart are very kissable. Next. We can dump the love in our open heart onto others like dumping hot chocolate fudge on a sundae. A gentleman can speak on endlessly without notes, but doesn't if he has a heart. A kind heart is the EKG monitoring the heartbeats around it. When in doubt, resort to the thump pump. An open heart heals naturally. It must be the air. Cast your heart unabashedly into the tumultuous sea of love, unbridled and unprotected, and you will unpretentiously, unceremoniously, and unexpectedly ride the wave of exultation. Messages from the heart never get old. Fear is to love what darkness is to the light-loving plant. When you left, I'm not sure if you took my heart, my soul, or my mind. I can't seem to locate any of them. If I put my heart in a speed blender, I could pour out so much love that everyone could get a sample. And now, the human spirit. Fame does not equate with a great soul, nor does infamy mean lack of greatness. Though fame and fortune may be disgusting, yet we seek them. Look closely into your eyes in the mirror and feel the soul of humankind. Freedom is found by letting your soul be your only limit. The meaning of life frequently does not come through a lightning bolt, but rather a soft, recurring, romantic sprinkle of the summer rain. Global peace is not assured through math, nuclear fusion, and chemistry, but through liberation of the soul. A transcended spirit writes new, more workable rules. A transformed mind is the tool with which to plant and monitor harmonious community. Sleep, the fountain of youth for the soul. It is important that education not only expand our appreciation of the atmosphere and ionosphere, but also the being sphere. Who you are can be inspiring, but what you do can be transformational. Without going within, we remain without. Pioneers were more driven by their hopes and desires than they were restricted by their fears. Oh, to be the ethereal guide to help mankind discover the infinite possibilities of the soul. Equanimity is a master of acceptance, the path to immediate peace. Air is to the tire what surrender is to the soul. Impossible is a temporary opinion easily dissuaded by the accomplishment. Flight only follows launch. Follow-through inspiration is found deep in the work. Hope comes not from governments, not corporations, and not the military, but from the intrinsic goodness of mankind, the incontrovertible power of choice, and the hope of self-discovery. I'd like to share with you the first cowboy poem I ever wrote. It's called A Cowboy. Be still, and your soul will be reflected back to you like the autumn moon off of a quiet, high mountain lake. And with your weathered boots set firmly on the ground and your back leaning against a tall ponderosa pine, you will feel the earth breathe, and you will know the inner workings of the universe. Then the clip-clop of your horse's hooves on the rocky trail and the steady squeak of your saddle beneath you will align your rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe. Then, out of the forest-scented darkness, a voice will speak to you, and you will know what it is to be a cowboy. Not the job, the state of being. This is Dr. Coffman. Thanks for being with us today. I say it's time to go feed and water the horses. In case no one's told you they love you today, we love you today, and we thank you for your time. We hope this has been a retreat for you today to get away from the stresses of the world. We look forward to having you with us again. Until then, we wish you happy trails.